Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Skyrim. We are ready to keep going in Fort Greymoor. So let me get my greatsword out and head into the main zone. That last video had already run up to an hour and a half, so it's a good thing I decided to end it when I did. I get the feeling that we're going to have to split this into two more. One to clear the fort out and another to do the resulting crafting session, but maybe not. Maybe we'll be okay. So, at the outset, we have three ways to go. Right, straight, and left. Right and straight kind of loop around on each other and go through the basement, and that's where I would like to go first. Left goes through a mess hall type zone and ends up at the commander's quarters, which is where I would like to end things. So let's go straight first and deal with another marauder caster. Oh, she's using frost magic. Frost magic barely touches me with my innate Lord Frost resist and 2 ranks in magic resistance. So, dealing with her is easy. Even if she manages to cast healing on herself. Let's search her. Not much. Fur armor and an elven dagger. And of course, marauders are too strong to reanimate, so we'll just heal up and then get on with our lives. Carry weight to 214. So let's start clearing this room. Skeleton on the table, but he's in pieces, so we won't be able to reanimate him. Let's just open this novice locked chest. 3 picks to break. There's 2. And 1. And done. Lock-picking raises to 57 as we actually open the chest. 63 gold. Not bad. Let's grab that basket. Let's go over here. There's a tankard and some leather boots. Another basket. This table back here. Some potions, a lockpick, and some coins. Another basket. And then you have this cage in the middle. Just open it up and go inside where there are 2 burnt corpses. One has some bone meal, and that's all. But this looks like the toilet. You can see some buckets and an Imperial Light helmet. I'm gonna cut left and head downstairs through here. Notice a trap there. Disarm it by manually hitting the tripwire. And here's a dead skeever. Well, that we can and will reanimate as long as it doesn't attract any bandits. And it looks like it doesn't. Now remember, skeevers can't absorb a sneak attack, so we'll just punch him out and get a little shot of conjuration experience. As we go forward, we see what's obviously a mousetrap designed to kill skeevers. We got cheese wedges and active bear traps. Bucket, tankard, bucket, and a couple more dead skeevers. I'll do the same thing, just so long as it doesn't attract any attention. No problem with that one. 4 punches and he'll go down. Alright, now let's do this little tunnel. You can grab a floating bucket and note that this is the back entrance through the drainage. Let's go over here now and clear out these shelves. Kettle, wooden plate, just a bunch of clutter, 1 potion, and sacks of, looks like, mostly food. Deal with the other skeever before we clear that other shelf. Again, nothing too useful. A couple of potions. And some salt is about all you're likely to find. Alright, let's head up here. Pay attention, because there's some searchables down here. A few food barrels, but here is an adept locked chest that I'll wager has at least a little gold inside. And maybe something more useful. We'll see. Assuming I can ever get it open, we'll see. There we go. Gold potion and a steel war axe. Well, that's not too bad. And at this point, we probably need to go ahead and fight this bandit marauder. Let's pull him down here so his buddies don't get alerted. And let's fight him. Get two-handed to 79. That's good. I'll take that.
Tell you what, you start running so I can stab you in the back. Can't wait to count out your
Down. Search him. Nothing to write home about, just vendor trash. Restoration to 36, that's good news. Let's grab this woodcutter's axe and clear out these shelves, and it may well be time for an offload. Let's start at the back and work our way out. Well, I got a wolf pelt, some wine, and some food sacks. Another wolf pelt, a coin purse, gloves, and a kettle. Little mead on the ground, a few more sacks. Bunch of mead, lockpicks, leather boots. 333. Yeah, it's time for an offload. In fact, I may have to come back. I may not be able to finish looting. I won't. Yep, even that one is actually too much to run with. So, let's just duck out the drainage, then come back and resume clearing after we offload. Life is good. I went for a run before recording this video, so I'm on a bit of an endorphin high at the moment. Well, let's spam out some mage lights before we go. Shouldn't let that magicka go to waste. Alright. I did want to fast travel the Whiterun. There we go.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
Prime time for a vampire attack.
Never should have come here.
And there they are. I knew it.
What do you think you're doing?
I didn't want to attack the guard. It kinda gave me no choice. I'd also, well, I didn't get the quick save. Let's load the autosave after all of our looting. This was the pre-travel autosave. And let's try to arrive during the day, so we don't have to deal with stupid vampire. Dragons out in the wild I can handle. Vampires and dragons in towns piss me off, because I don't like it when NPCs get killed. Alright, should be safe to travel now. Let's quick save just in case.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
Ah, daylight. It's a beautiful thing. Let's get healing out of our left hand.
You
for
trying
now.
to hide? Because I can see you playing today.
Go visit Elrendir first.
Take a look.
So you may have the Elven Dagger, Imperial Swords, all this iron crap. Orcish weapons kinda suck. They're only one step up from steel, which is weird because Orcish armor is really pretty good. It's only beaten by ebony on the heavy tree, at least in the base game, but Orcish weapons are down below Dwarven in the pecking order. I don't know why they did that. Meanwhile, Elven armor is only one step above leather on the left side of the tree, but Elven weapons are better than anything on the right side all the way up until ebony. Go figure. Okay. I guess that's it then.
Thank you very much for your business.
So I don't think Belethor is open yet, even though we do need to see him. So let's offload a freestone first. Few ingredients. I'm holding on to my filled soul gems, and I didn't find anything to disenchant. So let's go to the smithing cupboard, which is where I will stash. I think all I found is a couple of wolf pelts. But by God, those will go in there.
Honor to you, my king.
Do I have anything useful? I don't know. I'll look through it. I don't think I found anything useful or unique. And I don't think I stole anything. Just think I'm just carrying vendor trash, but it pays to be certain, as always. And I am certain. So let's rest the 1 hour it'll take to get Belethor going.
She keeps telling Lars and me what to do. I don't
We
wanna
can
play with
refresh
her
our
anymore.
well-rested bonus in the bargain. Go offload the rest of this junk to Belethor, and then head back to the fort.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Watch the magic.
So we've been clearing a lot of little places like Halted Stream
You
and
trying to
Silent
hide?
Moons
'Cause I can
required
see you
one
playing
offload.
today.
I think we didn't have to
Got
offload
something
at
for
all.
just about everybody in here.
Bleak Wind
Take a
Basin.
look.
Fort Greymoor is the biggest place we've been in a while. Belethor has nothing that I'm terribly interested in. But some of those potions I have are expensive, so let's sell him everything else first, just to make sure we get rid of everything only he'll buy. And if he doesn't quite have enough money for all the potions, we can sell the remainder to Arcadia. Damn, we found some good potions.
Do come back.
Alright, let's sell the rest of the potions to Arcadia. An added bonus.
Go cost your fancy magic some.
We can check and see if she's got anything useful while we're in there.
What do you need? Take a look.
Does she? She has a nightshade. That's good. I needed 6. With that one in hand, I only need 5 more. And that's it. Let's sell her those potions.
Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
Drop off the nightshade. Rest 1 more hour and head back to the fort. God, time goes fast. I've already been playing 15 minutes. Where does the time go? I don't know.
Papa!
I like that little grunting noise Kit makes. My dog in real life kinda makes the same noise. Alright, Rest one more hour and then let's head out.
That big tree in the park looks so sad.
Heyo, alteration to 57. 13 more ranks and we can top out the magic resistance perks. Back to Fort Greymoor. Let's pick up where we left off by going in through the drainage this time. And why not? Let's catch a few more butterflies while we're at it. We'll just run around to the back, which is, you'll remember this is where we exited the fort. We will go back in this way and get right back to work. Time to lay off the mage light. I'm going to re-trip these bear traps so I don't accidentally run over them later. Re-equip my sword. Clear out these shelves and make my way up the stairs. Now at the top of these stairs we're going to run into another bandit, and we're also going to run into a non-hostile NPC named Agnes. We'll leave her alone. Just pick her pockets and chat with her like we do most non-violent NPCs. The bandit must be in the room with her.
Picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Someone do something.
Anyway then, it'll be easy to just put her in a straight fight. Heavy armor's at 61. That's good. I personally can't wait for it to hit 100.
Enough!
Alright, Brotastic. He doesn't have any gear to write home about.
I
There.
just take them paid and do whatever it is they ask of me.
We'll talk to her now, I guess.
I can't even keep track of all the people who have been in and out of this fort. They come, they go. I barely notice.
I don't want to miss out on that restoration XP. There we go. Now we can keep talking.
Hard enough to keep up with who owns this fort. One side takes over, the other runs away. I tell them, I ain't leaving. I come with the place. Ha! I remember one morning long time ago, I woke up and the place was run by some orcs. Went to bed that night. It was all vampires. Don't matter to me. Now then, I've been gabbing long enough. Too much cleaning to do.
Alright, let's pick her pocket. Oh, and it's empty. Alright, well, let's just clear out her room. A Dance in Fire V1. Hey, that's a new one. And I like the Dance in Fire series. I think Decimus Scotty's adventures are fun. So, A Dance in Fire, Chapter 1, by Woganjarth. Scene, the Imperial City, Cyrodiil. Date, 7 Frostfall, 3rd Era, 397. It seemed as if the palace had always housed the Atreus Building Commission, the company of clerks and estate agents who authored and notarized nearly every construction of any note in the empire. It had stood for 250 years, since the reign of the Emperor Magnus, a plain-fronted and austere hall on a minor but respectable plaza in the imperial city. Energetic and ambitious middle-class lads and ladies worked there, as well as complacent middle-aged ones like Decimus Scotty. No one could imagine a world without the Commission, least of all Scotty. To be accurate, he could not imagine a world without himself in the Commission. Lord Atreus is perfectly aware of your contributions, said the managing clerk, closing the shutter that demarcated Scotty's office behind him. But you know that things have been difficult. Yes, said Scotty, stiffly. Lord Vannick's men have been giving us a lot of competition lately, and we must be more efficient if we are to survive. Unfortunately, that means releasing some of our historically best but presently underachieving senior clerks. I understand. Can't be helped. I'm glad that you understand, smiled the managing clerk, smiling thinly and withdrawing. Please have your room cleared immediately. Scotty began the task of organizing all his work to pass on to his successor. It would probably be young Imbralius who would take most of it on, which was as it should be, he considered philosophically. The lad knew how to find business. Scotty wondered idly what the fellow would do with the contracts for the new statue of St. Alicia, for which the Temple of the One had applied. Probably invent a clerical error, blame it on his old predecessor Decimus Scotty, and require an additional cost to rectify. I have correspondence for Decimus Scotty of the Atreus Building Commission. Scotty looked up. A fat-faced courier had entered his office and was thrusting forth a sealed scroll. He handed the boy a gold piece and opened it up. By the poor penmanship, atrocious spelling and grammar, and overall unprofessional tone, it was manifestly evident who the writer was. Leodes Juris, a fellow clerk some years before, who had left the commission after being accused of unethical business practices. Dear Scotty, I imagine you always wondered what happened to me, and the last place you would have expected to find me is out in the woods, but that's exactly where I am. Ha ha. If you're smart and want to make a lot of extra gold for Lord Atreus and yourself, ha ha, you'll come down to Valen Wood too. If you haven't or have been following the politics here lately, you may or may not know that there's been a war between the Boschmer and their neighbors elsewhere over the past 2 years. Things have only just calmed down, and there's a lot that needs to be rebuilt. Now, I've got more business than I can handle, but I need someone with some clout. Someone representing a respected agency to get the quill in the ink. That someone is you, my fiend. Come and meet me at the Mather Pascos Tavern in Falinesti Valenwood. I'll be here 2 weeks, and you won't be sorry. Juris. P.S. Bring a wagon load of timber if you can. What do you have there, Scotty? Asked a voice. Scotty started. Excuse me. It was Imbralius. It was Imbralius, his damnably handsome face peeking through the shutters, smiling in that way that melted the hearts of the stingiest of patrons and the roughest of stonemasons. Scotty shoved the letter in his jacket pocket. Personal correspondence, he sniffed. I'll be cleared up here in just a moment. I don't want to hurry you, said Imbralius, grabbing a few sheets of blank contracts from Scotty's desk. I've just gone through a stack, and the junior scribe's hands are all cramping up, so I thought you wouldn't miss a few. The lad vanished. Scotty retrieved the letter and read it again. He thought about his life, something he rarely did. It seemed a sea of gray, with a black, insurmountable wall looming. There was only one narrow passage he could see in that wall. Quickly, before he had a moment to reconsider it, he grabbed a dozen of the blank contracts with the shimmering gold leaf, Atreus Building Commission by appointment of His Imperial Majesty, and hid them in the satchel with his personal effects. The next day he began his adventure with a giddy lack of hesitation. He arranged for a seat in a caravan bound for Valenwood, the single escorted conveyance to the southeast leaving the Imperial City that week. He had scarcely hours to pack, but he remembered to purchase a wagon load of timber. It will be extra gold to pay for a horse to pull that, frowned the convoy head. So I anticipated, smiled Scotty with his best Imbralius grin. 10 wagons in all set off that afternoon through the familiar Cyrodiilic countryside, past fields of wildflowers, gently rolling woodlands, friendly hamlets. The clop of the horses' hooves against the sound stone road reminded Scotty that the Atreus Building Commission constructed it. 5 of the 18 necessary contracts for its completion were drafted by his own hand. Very smart of you to bring that wood along, said a gray-whiskered Breton man next to him on his wagon. You must be in commerce. Of a sort, said Scotty, in a way he hoped was mysterious, before introducing himself. Decimus Scotty. Griff Mallon, said the man. I'm a poet, actually a translator of old Bosmer literature. I was researching some newly discovered tracts of the Minoriad play bar 2 years ago when the war broke out and I had to leave. You are no doubt familiar with the Minoriad if you're aware of the Green Pact. Scotty thought the man might be speaking perfect gibberish, but he nodded his head. Naturally, I don't pretend that the Minoriad is as renowned as the Me Aliadon, or as ancient as the Dansir Gol, but I think it has a remarkable significance to understanding the nature of the Merolythic Bosmer mind. The origin of the wood elf aversion to cutting their own wood or eating any plant material at all, yet paradoxically their willingness to import plant stuff from other cultures, I feel can be linked to a passage in the Minoriad. Malin shuffled through some of his papers, searching for the appropriate text. To Scotty's vast relief, the carriage soon stopped to camp for the night. They were high on a bluff over a gray stream, and before them was the great valley of Valenwood. Only the cry of seabirds declared the presence of the ocean to the bay to the west. Here the timber was so tall and wide, twisting around itself like an impossible knot begun eons ago, to be impenetrable. A few more modest trees, only 50 feet to the lowest branches, stood on the cliff at the edge of camp. The sight was so alien to Scotty, and he found himself so anxious about the proposition of entering the wilderness that he could not imagine sleeping. Fortunately, Malin had supposed he had found another academic with a passion for the riddles of ancient cultures. Long into the night, he recited Bosmer verse in the original and in his own translation, sobbing and bellowing and whispering wherever appropriate. Gradually, Scotty began to feel drowsy, but a sudden crack of wood snapping made him sit straight up. What was that? Malin smiled. I like it too. Convocation in the malignity of the moonless speculum, a dance of fire. There are some enormous birds up in the trees moving around, whispered Scotty, pointing in the direction of the dark shapes above. I wouldn't worry about that, said Malin, irritated with his audience. Now listen to how the poet characterizes Hermamora's invocation in the 18th stanza of the 4th book. The dark shapes in the trees were some of them perched like birds, others slithered like snakes, and still others stood up straight like men. As Malin recited his verse, Scotty watched the figures softly leap from branch to branch, half gliding across impossible distances for anything without wings. They gathered in groups and then reorganized until they had spread to every tree around the camp. Suddenly they plummeted from the heights. Mara, cried Scotty, they're falling like rain. Probably seed pods, Malin shrugged, not turning around. Some of the trees have remarkable... The camp erupted into chaos. Fires burst out in the wagons. The horses wailed from mortal blows. Casks of wine, fresh water, and liquor gushed their contents to the ground. A nimble shadow dashed past Scotty and Malin, gathering sacks of grain and gold with impossible agility and grace. Scotty had only one glance at it, lit up by a sudden nearby burst of flame. It was a sleek creature with pointed ears, wide yellow eyes, mottled pied fur, and a tail like a whip. Werewolf, he whimpered, shrinking back. Cathay rot, groaned Malin. Much worse. Khajiit cousins or some such thing, come to plunder. Are you sure? As quickly as they struck, the creatures retreated, diving off the bluff before the battle mage and knight, the caravan's escorts, had fully opened their eyes. Malin and Scotty ran to the precipice and saw 100 feet below the tiny figures dash out of the water, shake themselves, and disappear into the wood. Werewolves aren't acrobats like that, said Malin. They were definitely Cathay rot, bastard thieves. Thanks Stendar they didn't realize the value of my notebooks. It wasn't a complete loss. There we go. That's how that adventure got started. Alright, let's search the dresser. Let's go over here. Look at a few more books. We've read Beggar Prince, read Song of Pelennor V6, read Brief History of the Empire, read The Monomyth, just read The Wolf Queen Book 3. Let's take all these clothes. Let's re-equip our greatsword. Let's go to the other side room and clear it out. Not much in here, just a bunch of wooden dishes. And now we'll clear this actual kitchen, starting here in the back. I'll clear this table. And next, the fire pit. Got some potatoes in here. Over here, looks like just a few tankards and a broom. And now, as promised, we've circled back to the main entrance. And now we'll turn left and fight our way up to the commander's quarters. I think there are 3 more bandits. Maybe 4. A thug.
Thought I heard something.
That's no problem at all. But we do have a marauder archer, and I think a melee marauder up at the top.
No! I cannot best you.
Alright, thug is down. And he'll be reanimatable.
Can't wait to count out your coin.
But I am in trouble. I have 2 marauders after me. One of them is an archer. I need to kill this guy.
Go ahead. Try and fight back.
And then the archer won't be so bad. I should be able to
Tell
just
you what. You start running so I can stab
close
you
the
in back.
gap and force him to fight with a dagger. But, as you can see, she hits hard with her bow. That is a problem for me. This is the melee
Give
guy.
up while you still can. That's all you've got? Nothing.
Damn it, it gave him a kill cam. I hate it when it does that. Because if it hadn't done it, I could have dodged the attack. Just by ducking around the side of the cage like I had tried to do. But because it gave him a kill cam, you might have noticed it actually moved me a little bit to the left to line me up for the kill animation. I don't know. I think it's a pretty cheap tactic. But damn it. It's so close. One more hit and I would have had him. Well, we're gonna get him this time. I can feel it. Unless the freaking archer shows up. Then we're toast. Oh shit. That's not the direction I wanted to go either. He's dead. Thank goodness. The archer alone I can deal with. Let's heal what I can. Which isn't much. And let's close the gap and force her to switch to daggers.
I swear I'll kill you.
Oh good. We got her now. That dagger switch is a death sentence for archers. Heavy armor to 62, two-handed to 80. Good news on all counts.
This is the end.
Stay down. Alright, nothing too useful on her, but now the fort's clear. It's just a matter of getting the rest of the loot. But since it's clear, we probably won't do any more offloading. We just have that one to give the treatment to. Well, let's start in this room. We have another new book. The Argonian account is Woganjarth's sequel to the acclaimed Dance in Fire series, starring Deculus Scotty, who, spoiler alert, survives his adventure in Valenwood. Let's gather up the rest of the stuff off these tables first. So that this room will be clear. Now, if you go back here, tracking this oil slick, you'll find that second door into the prison, which we saw earlier. I tell you what, I think I actually will offload one more time before going up these stairs. Can't carry a warhammer anyway. So, let's grab the book. The Argonian Account, Book 1, by Wogan Jarth. On a minor but respectable plaza in the Imperial City sat, or perhaps lounged, Lord Vanek's building commission. It was an unimaginative, austere building, not noted so much for its aesthetic or architectural design as for its prodigious length. If any critics wondered why such an unornamented, extended erection held such fascination for Lord Vanek, they kept it to themselves. In the 398th year of the Third Era, Decimus Scotti was a senior clerk at the Commission. It had been a few months since the shy, middle-aged man had brought Lord Vanek the most lucrative of all contracts, granting the Commission the exclusive right to rebuild the roads of Valenwood, which had been destroyed in the 5-Year War. For this he had become the darling of the managers and the clerks, spending his days recounting his adventures more or less faithfully, although he did omit the ending of the tale, since many of them had partaken in the celebratory Unthrappa roast provided by the Silenstre. Informing one's listeners that they've gorged on human flesh improves very few stories of any good taste. Scotti was neither particularly ambitious nor hard-working, so he did not mind that Lord Vanek had not given him anything to actually do. Whenever the squat little gnomish man would happen upon Decimus Scotti in the offices, Lord Vanek would always say, "You're a credit to the Commission. Keep up the good work." In the beginning, Scotti had worried that he was supposed to be doing something, but as the months went on, he merely replied, "Thank you, I will." There was, on the other hand, the future to consider. He was not a young man, and though he was receiving a respectable salary for someone not doing actual work, Scotti considered that soon he might have to retire and not get paid for not doing work. It would be nice, he decided, if Lord Vanek, out of gratitude for the millions of gold the Valenwood contract was generating, might deign to make Scotti a partner, or at least give him a small percentage of the bounty. Decimus Scotti was no good at asking for things like that, which was one of the reasons why, previous to his signal successes in Valenwood as a senior clerk for Lord Atreus, he was a lousy agent. He had just about made up his mind to say something to Lord Vanek, when his lordship unexpectedly pushed things along. "You're a credit to the Commission," the waddling little thing said, and then paused. "Do you have a moment free on your schedule?" Scotti nodded eagerly, and followed his lordship to his hideously decorated and very enviable hectare of office space. "Zenithar blesses us for your presence at the Commission," the little fellow squeaked grandly. "I don't know whether you know this, but we were having a bad time before you came along. We had impressive projects for certain, but they were not successful. In Black Marsh, for example, for years we've been trying to improve the roads and other routes of travel for commerce. I put my best man, Flessus Tijo, on it, but every year, despite staggering investments of time and money, the trade along those routes only gets slower and slower. Now we have your very clean, very, very profitable Valenwood contract to boost the Commission's profits. I think it's time you were rewarded." Scotti grinned a grin of great modesty and subtle avarice. "I want you to take over the Black Marsh account from Flessus Tijo." Scotti shook as if awaking from a pleasant dream to hideous reality. "My lord, I couldn't—" "Nonsense," chirped Lord Vanek. "Don't worry about Tijo. He will be happy to retire on the money I give him, particularly as soul-wrenchingly difficult as this Black Marsh business has been. Just your sort of a challenge, my dear Decimus." Scotti couldn't utter a sound, though his mouth feebly formed the word no, as Lord Vanek brought out the box of documentation on Black Marsh. "You're a fast reader," Lord Vanek guessed. "You can read it all en route. En route to Black Marsh, of course," the tiny fellow giggled. "You are a funny chap. Where else would you go to learn about the work that's being done and how to improve it?" The next morning, the stack of documentation hardly touched, Decimus Scotti began the journey southeast to Black Marsh. Lord Vanek had hired an able-bodied guard, a rather taciturn red guard named Malik, to protect his best agent. They rode south along the Niben, and then southeast along the Silverfish, continuing on into the wilds of Cyrodiil. where the river tributaries had no names, and the very vegetation seemed to come from another world than the nice, civilized gardens of the northern imperial province. Scotty's horse was tied to Malik's, so the clerk was able to read. It made it difficult to pay attention to the path they were taking, but Scotty knew he needed at least a cursory familiarity with the Commission's business dealings in Black Marsh. It was a huge box of paperwork going back 40 years, when the Commission had first been given several million in gold by a wealthy trader, Lord Zellicles Pinos Revina, to improve the condition of the road from Gideon to Cyrodiil. At that time it took 3 weeks, a preposterously long time, for the rice and root he was importing to arrive, half-rotten in the imperial province. Pinos Revina was long dead, but many other investors over the decades, including Pelagius IV himself, had hired the Commission to build roads, drain swamps, construct bridges, devise anti-smuggling systems, hire mercenaries, and, in short, do everything that the greatest empire in history knew would work to aid trade with Black Marsh. According to the latest figures, the result of this was that it took 2.5 months for goods, now thoroughly rotten, to arrive. Scotty found that when he looked up after concentrating on what he was reading, the landscape had always changed, always dramatically, always for the worse. "This is Blackwood, sir," said Malik to Scotty's unspoken question. It was dark and woodsy, so Decimus Scotty thought that a very appropriate name. The question he longed to ask, which in due course he did ask, was, "What's that terrible smell?" "Slough Point, sir," Malik replied as they turned the next bend, where the umbrageous tunnel of tangled tree and vine opened to a clearing. There squatted a cluster of formal buildings in the dreary imperial design favored by Lord Vannick's commission and every emperor since Tiber, together with a stench so eye-blindingly, stomach-wrenchingly awful that Scotty wondered suddenly if it were deadly poisonous. The swarms of blood-colored, sand-grain-sized insects obscuring the air did not improve the view. Scotty and Malik batted at the buzzing clouds as they rode their horses towards the largest of the buildings, which on approach revealed itself to be perched at the edge of a thick black river. From its size and serious aspect, Scotty guessed it to be the Census and Excise Office for the wide white bridge that stretched across the burbling dark water to the reeds on the other side. It was a very nice, bright, sturdy-looking bridge, built, Scotty knew, by his commission. A poxy, irritable official opened the door quickly on Scotty's first knock. Come in, quickly! Don't let the flesh flies in." "Flesh flies?" Decimus Scotty trembled. "You mean they eat human flesh?" "If you're fool enough to stand around and let them," the soldier said, rolling his eyes. He had half an ear, and Scotty, looking around at the other soldiers in the fort, noted that they all were well chewed. One of them had no nose at all to speak of. "Now what's your business?" Scotty told them, and added that if they stood outside the fortress instead of inside, they might catch more smugglers. "You better be more concerned with getting across that bridge," the soldier sneered. "Tide's coming up, and if you don't get a move on, you won't get to Black Marsh for 4 days." That was absurd. A bridge swamped by a rising tide on a river? Only the look in the soldier's eyes told Scotty he wasn't joking. Upon stepping out of the fort, he saw that the horses, evidently tired of being tortured by the flesh flies, had ripped free of their restraints and were bounding off into the woods. The oily water of the river was already lapping on the planks, oozing between the crevices. Scotty reflected that perhaps he would be more than willing to endure a wait of 4 days before going to Black Marsh, but Malik was already running across. Scotty followed him, wheezing. He was not in excellent shape and never had been. The box of commission materials was heavy. Halfway across he paused to catch his breath, and then discovered he could not move. His feet were stuck. The black mud that ran through the river was a thick, gluey paste, and having washed over the plank Scotty was on, it held his feet fast. Panic seized him. Scotty looked up from his trap and saw Malik leaping from plank to plank ahead of him, closing fast on the reeds on the other side. "Help!" Scotty cried. "I'm stuck!" Malik did not even turn around, but kept jumping. "I know, sir. You need to lose weight." Decimus Scotty knew he was a few pounds over, and had meant to start eating less and exercising more, but embarking on a diet hardly seemed to promise timely aid in his current predicament. No diet on Nirn would have helped him just then. However, on reflection, Scotty realized that the Red Guard intended that he drop the box of documents, for Malik was no longer carrying any of the essential supplies he had had with him previously. With a sigh, Scotty threw the box of commission notes into the glop and felt the plank under him rise a quarter of an inch, just enough to free him from the mud's clutches. With an agility born of extreme fear, Scotty began leaping after Malik, dropping onto every third plank and springing up before the river gripped him. In 46 leaps, Decimus Scotty crashed through the reeds onto the solid ground behind Malik and found himself in Black Marsh. He could hear behind him a slurping sound as the bridge and his container of important and official records of commission affairs was consumed by the rising flood of dark filth, never to be seen again. Alright, time for an offload. Well, almost. First, I need to give this thug the treatment. Oh, and get a steel arrow off the ground. How handy. So you've doubtless noticed that even though we killed everybody, there was no chime. I think I mentioned that this place is not clearable, as most military forts aren't.
You picked a bad time to get lost.
And stay down. Alright. You know what? I don't feel like offloading and coming back. Let's just deal with the encumbrance and use our horse. Everything's dead, so it won't be too bad. There's even an exit up here at the top, so we won't have to trek back through the fort. Note the iron helmet there on the stairs. And here's the top room, complete with a boss chest. But before I clear that, let's go clear the commander's bedroom. You can see his corpse here. Presumably, the fort was understaffed and the bandits killed him. I wonder if I can reanimate him. We'll find out. Let's head over here. See if there's anything we haven't already read. Books we haven't read are becoming more and more rare. We've read Dance and Fire, Volume 4. We've read Song of Pelennor, Volume 2. We've read Hope of the Redoran. I don't want him to try and run away. We can raise him, it seems. Looks like he can take some hits, which is good.
At last.
Good. Now let's go in here. This is the last room. There's a boss chest over there, and on this podium there is one book. A skill book we haven't read yet. Rislav the Righteous. It's I think our first light armor skill book. So let me go take it off the book list. Rislav the Righteous. And let me go peek at my list of free skill boosts. I haven't been there in a while. For light armor, there are 8 boosts available. That number drops to 7, and we have 4 skill books left to find. Rislav the Righteous, by Sinjin. Like all true heroes, Rislav Larich had inauspicious beginnings. We are told by chroniclers that the springtide night in the 448th year of the First Era on which he was born was unseasonably cold, and that his mother, Queen Lynata, died very shortly after setting eyes upon her son. If he were much beloved of his father, King Morris of Skingrad, who already had plenty of heirs, 3 sons and 4 daughters before him, the chroniclers make no mention of it. His existence was so very undistinguished that we hear virtually nothing of him for the first 20 years of his life. His schooling, we can suppose, was similar to that of any spare prince in the Colovian West, with Aeoliad tutors to teach him the ways of hunting and battle. Etiquette, religious instruction, and even basic statecraft were seldom a part of the training of a prince of the Highlands, as it was in the more civilized valley of Nibene. There is a brief reference to him, together with his family, as part of the rolls of honor during the coronation of Emperor Gorius on the 23rd of Sun's Dawn, First Era 461. The ceremony, of course, held during the time of the Elysian doctrines of Maruk, and so was without entertainment, but the 13-year-old Rislav was still witness to some of the greatest figures of legend. The Beast of Anequina, Darlok Bray, represented his kingdom, giving honor to the empire. The chieftain of Skyrim, Kjorik the White, and his son Hogue were in attendance, and despite the empire's intolerance of all elves, Keimer Indoril Nerevar and Dwemer Dumak Dwarf King were evidently there as well, diplomatically representing Resdane, all in relative peace. Also mentioned on the rolls was a young Mer in service to the imperial court of High Rock, who was to have a great history with Rislav, Ryain Dyreni. Whether the two young men of about the same age met and conversed is entirely the stuff of historians' fancy. Ryain is spoken of in praising words as a powerful landowner, eventually buying the island of Balfiera in the Iliac Bay, and gradually conquering all of High Rock and large parts of Hammerfell and Skyrim, but Rislav is not heard of again in history's books for another 17 years. We can only offer supposition based on the facts that follow. Children of kings are, of course, married to the children of other kings to bind alliances. The kingdoms of Skingrad and Kvatch skirmished over common territory throughout the 5th century, until they reached a peace in the year 472. The details of this accord are not recorded, but since we know that Prince Rislav was in the court of Kvatch 6 years later, as husband to Beline, the daughter of King Justinius, it is fair to make an educated guess that they were married then to make peace. This brings us to the year 478, when a great plague swept through all of Cyrodiil, and seemed particularly concentrated in the independent Colovian West. Among the victims were King Maurice and the rest of the entire royal family in Skingrad. Rislav's only surviving elder brother, Dorold, survived, being in the imperial city as a priest of Maruk. He returned to his homeland to assume the throne. Of Dorold we have some history. The king's second son, he was slightly simple-minded, and evidently very pious. All the chroniclers spoke of his sweetness and decency, how he saw a vision in his early years that brought him, with his father's blessing, from Skingrad to the imperial city and the priesthood. The priesthood of Maruk, of course, saw no difference between spiritual and political matters. It was the religion of the Elysian Empire, and it taught that to resist the emperor was to resist the gods. Given that, it is scarcely a surprise what Dorold did when he became king of the independent kingdom of Skingrad. His first edict, on his very first day, was to cede the kingdom to the empire. The reaction throughout the Colovian estates was shock and outrage, nowhere more so than in the court of Kvatch. Rislav Larich, we are told, rode forth to his brother's kingdom, together with his wife and 24 of his father-in-law's cavalry. It was surely not an impressive army, no matter how the chroniclers embellish it, but they had little trouble defeating all the guards Dorold sent to stop them. In truth, there was no actual battling, for the soldiers of Skingrad resented their new king's decision to give up their autonomy. The brothers faced one another in the castle courtyard where they had grown up. In typical Colovian fashion, there was no trial, no accusations of treason, no jury, no judge, only an executioner. "Thou art no brother of mine," Rislav Larich said, and struck Dorold's head from his shoulders in one blow. He was crowned king of Skingrad, still holding the same bloody axe in his arms. If King Rislav had no battle experience beforehand, that was shortly to change. Word spread quickly to the imperial city that Skingrad, once offered, was now being taken back. Gorius was an accomplished warrior even before taking the throne, and the 17 years he had as emperor were scarcely peaceful. Only 8 months before Dorold's assassination and Rislav's ascendancy, Gorius and the Elysian army had faced another of his coronation guests, Kjorik the White, on the fields of the frozen north. The high chieftain of Skyrim lost his life in the Battle of Sungard. While the Pact of Chieftains was selecting a new leader, Cyrodiil was busily grabbing back the land of southern Skyrim that it had lost. In short, Emperor Gorius knew how to deal with rebellious vassals. The Elysian army poured westward like a flood of death, to borrow the chronicler's phrase, in numbers far exceeding what would be required to conquer Skingrad. Gorius could not have thought actual battle was likely. Rislav, as we said, had little to no experience at warfare, and only a few days' practice at kingcraft. His kingdom and all of the Colovian West had just been ravaged by plague. The Elysians anticipated that a mere show of arms and a surrender. Rieslav instead prepared for battle. He quickly inspected his troops and drew up plans. The chroniclers who had heretofore ignored the life of Rieslav now devote verse after verse describing the king's aspect with fetishistic delight. While it may lack literary merit and taste, we are at least given some details at last. Not surprisingly, the king wore the finest armor of his era, as the Colovian estates then had the finest leathersmiths, the only type of armor available in all of Tamriel. The king's Klebanian mail, boiled and waxed for hardness, and studded with inch-long spikes, was a rich chestnut red, and he wore it over his black tunic, but under his black cloak. The statue of Rieslav the Righteous, which now stands in Skingrad, is a romanticized version of the king, but not inaccurate except in the armor represented. No bard of the Colovian West would have gone to the market so lightly protected, but it does, as we will see, include the most important accoutrements of Rieslav, his trained hawk and his fast horse. The winter rains had washed through the roads to the south, sending much of the Westweald spilling into Valenwood. The Emperor took the northern route, and King Rieslav, with a small patrol of guards, met him at a low pass on what is now the Gold Road. The Emperor's army, it is said, was so large that the beast of Anequina could hear its march from hundreds of miles away, and despite himself, the chroniclers say, he quaked in fear. Rieslav, it was said, did not quake. With perfect politeness, he told the Emperor that his party was too large to be accommodated in the tiny kingdom of Skingrad. Next time, Rieslav said, write before you come. The Emperor was, like most Elysian emperors, not a man of great humor, and he thought Rieslav touched by Sheogorath. He ordered his personal guards to arrest the poor madman, but at that moment the king of Skingrad raised his arm and sent his hawk flying into the sky. It was the signal his army had been waiting for. The Elysians were all within the pass and the range of their arrows. King Rieslav and his guard began riding westward as fast as if they had been kissed by wild Kinnereth, as the chroniclers said. He did not dare to look behind him, but his plan went faultlessly. The far eastern end of the pass was sealed by rolling boulders, giving the Elysians no direction to go but westward. The Skingrad archers rained arrows down upon the Imperial army from far above on the plateaus, remaining safe from reprisal. The furious Emperor Gorius chased Rieslav from the Weald to the highlands, leaving Skingrad far behind, all the while his army growing steadily smaller and smaller. In the ancient highland forest, the Imperial army met the army of Rieslav's father-in-law, the King of Kvatch. The Elysian army likely still outnumbered their opponents, but they were exhausted and their morale had been obliterated by the chase amid a sea of arrows. After an hour's battle, they retreated north into what is now the Imperial Reserve, and from there further north and east to slip back to nurse their wounds and pride in Nibene. It was the beginning of the end of the Elysian hegemony. The kings of the Colovian West joined with Kvatch and Skingrad to resist imperial incursions. The clan Dyrene under Ryain was inspired to outlaw the religion of the Elysian reform throughout his lands in High Rock, and began pushing into imperial territories. The new High Chief of Skyrim, Hogue, now called Hogue Murkiller, though sharing the Emperor's official xenophobia, also joined the resistance. His heir, King Ismir Wolfhearth of Atmora, helped continue the struggle upon Hogue's death in battle, and also ensured his place in history. The heroic King of Skingrad, who faced the Emperor's army virtually alone and triggered its end, justly deserves his sobriquet of Rieslav the Righteous. Alright, now let's clear out the boss chest. And with that, we've been going for a full hour, so 60 gold, copper and ruby circlet, ring of peerless magicka, and a dwarven mace. None of that is anything to write home about. Because it's been an hour, I'm just going to do a standard offload, then stop the video. And the next video, before I continue my explorations, will just be a crafting session. So we can climb up the ladder in the commander's quarters, come out here, just walk our way down to my horse. He should be standing just outside the front entrance. There he is. And even with all this junk weighing me down, he'll be able to get me back to Whiterun, no problem. Alright, horse bro. You cannot fast travel at this time. What does that even mean? Oh, I guess because I was not quite finished with the animation of getting on the horse. Actually, let's go ahead and crash.
What's the magic?
I'd hate to bump it up to 3 videos. I need to catch up to Adrian. I want that 3rd merchant chest of goodies. And I want it now, but I have to catch her before she goes inside. Excellent.
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to
Ah,
buy.
she doesn't want
More
to sell.
inside. I don't claim to be the best
Okay.
smith in Whiterun.
We'll
More
offload
than
first.
Greymoor's got that on him.
Then we'll
Man steel is
buy up everybody's materials. We should stop being over encumbered right after this.
Welcome to war. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Dwarven mace, all these iron weapons, orcish weapons, steel weapons, and a woodcutter's axe. Fur armor, hide armor, imperial light armor, leather armor, whatever, man. Take it all.
Good doing business with
I say we just try and give the rest to Bellator. Because I think it's mostly clutter anyway.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking. Take a look.
Because I think even my big crafting session should only take about half an hour, not a full hour. Oh,
Do come back.
but I need to reset Bellathor's gold. So let's do that. I'll be right back. Alright, we're
General,
back.
Get away. Every. Oh,
Now
a bit of
let's
this and a bit of that.
finish offloading. Sell him all these useless clothes. Not so useless copper and ruby circlet. The not so useless ring of peerless magicka. Let's stay off of potions, because it looks like he's in danger of running out of gold again. And I need to make sure that I sell him everything that only he will buy before we, before he runs out of money. I can sell the potions, as you know, to Arcadia. Last little bit here, and then we'll jump up to the potions. Sell him whatever he can handle. Which is all but one. Now, does he have anything useful for me? No.
Do come back.
Alright, let's go visit Arcadia now. We'll sell her that last expensive potion,
You look
as well as
so
see if
you're
she's
an
got any
alchemist, then.
of the ingredients I still need. She does not. We'll sell that
Come
to
back
her.
anytime if you need a remedy.
Now I am prepared for my big craft session, so first thing is to buy materials. I'm going to wait until 8 a.m. to do that. And, naturally, wait 1 hour at a time inside my house, spamming Mage Light every hour, just to run up that bit of experience. Now first, let's make sure I've offloaded everything else I want. No smithing stuff. I think I had a few bug parts. And that's it. We're still toting the 2 things we need to have in our inventory in the event of random encounters. Oh, the chest restocked. We have some very useful things. All of that goes... Everything but the saber-cat tooth goes in the ingredient sack. Saber-cat tooth, of course, I need upstairs. That's my 3rd one, so now I need 23 more. Potion of Minor Stamina we can just sell. And the book, Arcana Restored, is a rare book that is new to me. So let's take it off the list, and let's read it right quick. If I remember right, it's a short one. I hope so, anyway. Arcana Restored, a handbook by Wapna Nustra, Preceptor Emeritus. Form the first, makest thou the mana fountain to be primed with pure gold, for from pure gold only may the humours be rectified, and the pure principles coaxed from the chaos of pure power. Droppest thou then the pure gold upon the surface of the mana fountain, takest thou exceeding great care to safeguard yourself from the insalubrious tempests of the mana fountain, for through such assaults may one's health be utterly blighted. Form the second, make sure that thou havest with you this excellent manual, so that thou might speak the necessary words straight away and without error, so that thou not in carelessness cause thyself and much else to discorporate and disorder the world with your component humours. Form the third, take in hand the item to be restored, and hold it forth within the primed fountain, murmuring all the while the appropriate phrases, which are to be learned most expeditiously and faultlessly from this manual and this manual alone, notwithstanding the vile calumnies of Carnasan and Rator, whose bowels are consumed by envy of my great learning, and who do falsely give testament to the efficacies of their own manuals, which are in every way inferior and steeped in error. Form the fourth, proceed instantly to heal thyself of all injuries, or to avail yourself of the healing powers of the temples and healers, for though the agonies of mana cost must be borne by any who would restore a prized arcana to full potency, yet it is not wise that suffering be endured unduly, nor does the suffering in any way render the potency more sublime, notwithstanding the foolish speculations of Carnasan and Rator, whose faults and wickednesses are manifest even to the least learned of critics. Well, there we go. Actually, we have a few more things to sell, and I think we got just enough time to get out to the shops and do that. Namely, I got the 1 book and the 1 potion to sell off, so let's run up to Bellathor, give him the book. I think he still has the gold I need. Note that since we've been raising stamina, the duration of my sprint has dramatically increased.
I'd even... Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
12 gold. It still ought to be enough. Barely, but it is.
Remember, I'll...
Come by Bella.
He bought Arcana Restored for 11 gold.
Don't mean to be rude, but I'm too busy to talk right now.
And we'll sell the potion to Arcadia. I don't care that she's locked up.
I'm sure you'll...
And neither is she. We're friends.
Take a look.
I'll sell her the potion.
Good day.
And now, as planned, finish offloading at the house. No more hurry. That much is good. I have read up on a faster way to reset merchant inventories. We're going to test it out when next I need to reset everybody. For now, let it suffice to put the saber-cat tooth in there. thank you, Lucia. You're far more useful on that front than either Arcadia or the Sabercats have been. And let's start resting. We need to get it up to 8 a.m. You know the drill by now, I think.
Honored to see you again, Thane. What do you need?
All right,
Long life.
out we go. To buy things. What good capitalists we are. I might be single-handedly driving the Whiterun economy with all the gold I'm spending everywhere. We will start with Adrian.
You're someone. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit
Corundum
your
is
needs.
useless, but Dwarven metal isn't. Buy all of it. Buy the 6 ebony. Rejoice in the fact that speech is
Take
at
a look.
75, because it means we can pass every persuade check we run across. Let's buy all of her iron. Including ore, all of the leather. You guys know the drill by now, surely. All of the strips. And the silver ore.
Don't
Let me
forget
check my carry
check
weight.
inside the shop if you need anything.
Wolfberth, you're next.
Welcome to the finest weapons and armor.
Corundum, do not want. Dwarven metal, do want. Iron, do want. Iron ore, do want. Leather, do want. Leather strips, do want. Quicksilver, do not want. Malachite, no. Moonstone, no. Silver ore, yes. Steel, yes.
Good doing business with
How's
you.
my carry weight? 268. We're doing just fine. Next, we'll stop by Bellathor in Arcadia, on our way up to Farengar in Yorland.
Good to have you by my side, friend.
Then we'll
I
be
need
done
reliable
shopping.
people.
Sup, Bellathor?
You, my friend. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
No amulets. So. Soul gem, yes. Pelts, yes. Ingots, yes, 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 yes. 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 Note everything else.
Do come back.
277 of 345. Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Arcadia,
What's the magic?
what do you have, my dear?
Let me know if you see anything you like. What do you need? Take a look.
Ooh, a Daedra heart. Neat. They actually don't make potions that are
Come
that
back
great,
anytime.
but
You need a remedy.
what they do is teach me those effects,
Do you get to the cloud?
which of course I
Very
need.
often. Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Alright, let's go by Farengar out
I'm
of Soul
hungry.
Gems.
Drinking, buddy. Let's get some meat.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
Now I bought one filled petty soul gem from Bellathor, so I should still have
Go
3.
cast your fancy magic someplace else.
And I do. Good. I just don't want to lose those soul gems I filled. Otherwise my empties were a waste of money. Total waste. So is the effort of soul trapping those critters. I don't want that at all. Neither would any sane person as far as I'm concerned.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet.
Alright, Farengar, you're up. Give me your soul gems. All of them.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the... Take a look.
Okay.
You know, if you've got the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in Winterhold.
How's my carry weight? 287. I might be able to get everything off Yorland, and then again I might not. I don't really care if I get slowed down, of course. All I'm doing is moving around in town. Whee! Alright, buddy. Some tedium now saves us a lot of tedium later.
Got a lot of steel.
The sooner each crafting skill is maxed, the sooner I
Gods be praised.
don't have to fuss with it anymore. So, not interested in your corundum. I do want your dwarven metal, your ebony, your iron. I don't care that I accidentally failed to buy it off one at a time. Your leather, yes, give me your leather. And give me your strips. And your silver ore. And we're done, and we're not even over encumbered. How do you like that? How is my 340 out of 345? Awesome. Almost everything I have is immediately useful.
Are you married? You look the type. Make sure you treat your wife with the respect she deserves.
In the short term, I can just drop off all my ebony, because I still don't have that perk. Well, let's do that. All those ebony ingots go into here. I can spend all that money and still have over 10,000 gold. That's insane. Now, do I have a spare corundum ore? No. Let's get everything else out of here, though. So, gems, deer hides, gem, firewood. Yep, I want it all. Well, maybe not quite all of it. Come back for the rest in a minute. But did I put my ebony away? Yeah, I did. Come back for the rest in a minute. But I can put away my ingredients from Arcadia. Not that that'll save me much carry weight. But a little. Oh, can I get the rest? Let's find out. Ice wolf pelt, iron ingot, ruby. No, I can't quite. Still can't quite get the rest. can I do need to be able to fast travel because I'm going to put the warrior stone on, so grab the rest of it as soon as I get back. But let's do travel out to the warrior stone. Get that on, head right back. Go get well rested. Then let's worry about smithing. Or rather, then, let's go ahead and smith.
Brave is a big meanie. She keeps telling Lars and me what to do. I don't want to play with her anymore.
Long life.
Oh, and I need to hold off of Mage Light, because we're going to be doing some transmuting. Naturally. Now let's get out the rest of the iron ore and my last couple pelts. And while my magicka bar is full, let me see about my gems. So, silver, gold, well, let me see how many ingots I'm going to be able to create. No gold ore, 17 iron ore, and 5 silver ore. That's 22, so I will be able to make 11 ingots. Of that, I do want 1 gold for the emerald, 1 silver for the ruby, that leaves me with 9, silver for the amethyst, 8, and then silver for the garnet. So I only want 1 to go all the way to gold, and I can actually leave 1 garnet behind. Amethyst, emerald, ruby, 8 garnet, that's 11. Perfect. Now let's start changing it over. While we do the rest of it. Now I've got my gold, so any silver that I want to stay silver, I need to drop. That starts with all 3 of those. And let's tan. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I have 70 leather. And how many strips? Right now it's 70 and 72. So we'll just do it in my head. 69, 76. 68, 80. 67, 84. 66, 88. 65, 92. 64, 96. 63, 100. 62, 104. 61, 108. 60, 112. 59, 116, 58, 120, and that's where it stops. Now I have 4 silver ore, and I can go ahead and smelt them into ingots, which will be nice and helpful. Let's make the gold ingot, and let's make 2 of the silver ingots. Drop that silver ore. And let's make all the leather bracers. And just like that, we're not encumbered anymore. Can make another silver ingot now. But let me calculate how much firewood I need. I have 1 in hand. 21 plus 53 is 74. Plus 6 is 80. Minus 1 is 79. Let's go get that part over with. So I need to chop 79 more wood.
You tried mercenary work?
Which,
Might suit you.
you know, will take a while. But there's nothing to be done. There's a silver ore. Let's drop it. And let's chop. $77. $75. $73. We can make another silver ore while we're waiting. 12 more of those to go. $71. Excuse me. $69. $67. $65. $63. $61. $59. $57. $55. $53. $51. $49. $47. $45. $43. 41. $39. $37. Just idling along. 35. It'll be so nice when all these crafting skills are at 100. 33. 31. $29. $27. $25. But hooray for multitasking. I'll get all my ore transmuted while I'm chopping wood. So there's that at least. $23. $21. $19. Oh, we're getting close. 17. 15. Hearthfire is really a very tedious expansion. Of course, this has nothing to do with Hearthfire. 13. But when we have to cut logs to build our houses, oh boy, that's going to be bad. I'm going to have to learn to sing you guys songs or something to keep you entertained. 13. I'll tell you if I'm going to be cutting wood, and you can skip until it's over. 11. 9. 7. I think this might be my last store. Nope, I got one more. Alteration to 58. That's good. $5. $3. $1. And this is my last store. Yep, iron ore's gone. So let's pick up all the silver ore. Chop one more time. You can back out of the animation after one chop or two chops, whatever you want to do. Switch back to Mage Light. And we're going to end with one extra firewood again. C'est la vie. That's not going to hurt anything. Let's make sure we're still well rested. We ought to be. I can make a boatload of arrows. I can make my jewelry. And then we can head off and repeat the process for enchanting. Smithing is by far the longest and most tedious, though, as you have no doubt ascertained. Well, let's make all our arrows. That should... unencumber us. 67... 68... Awesome. Going down to steel. I don't think I had any orichalcum ingots, so go right to dwarven. 69, and a level up. 70. Alright. As I thought, that was sufficient to unencumber us. So we are at 70 smithing, which is nothing special. But I will put the point in stamina. And good news, that's the last perk I need to hoard. Now I can start spending them as I earn them. And we aren't even done raising smithing yet. Gotta make a bunch of silver ingots and then I can make some jewelry. So, start with the cheapest, which is silver garnet. 8 of these. Smithing to 71. Silver amethyst, silver ruby, and gold emerald. 71 smithing. The good news is, we won't have to do very many of those big-ass sessions to get smithing to 100. Now everything should be gone except leather strips and firewood. And it is. It's good. It's very good. So it's time for enchanting. So let's put away the extra leather and firewood. Let's go throw on the mage stone. Try not to get attacked by vampires as we leave. Thumbs up for no vampire attack. Mage. Back to Whiterun. Because, as you no doubt know, we need to refresh our well-rested bonus.
They say if a vampire so much as scratches you, you'll turn into one.
Stamina's up to an even 200, and my carry weight's up to a nice even 350. I don't know why, but that makes me happy.
What do you need?
So I've spent all my hoarded perks. That's good. That's very good. Well rested. We have the mage stone on. I got a bunch of enchantables and a bunch of soul gems.
Spare a coin for a poor old beggar.
So, let's go do some enchanting.
Someplace else. Divine smile on you, friend. I mostly deal with petty thievery and dropping balls. Been too long since
Let
we've had
me
a good
show
bang.
you the power of Talos Storm Crown, born of the North, where my breath is long winter.
Almost walked myself right off the stairs there. Anyway, up, up, up we go.
I have a lot of respect for the restoration. Skyrim is useful. Heard about you and your honeyed words.
To the Arcane Enchanter. Huzzah.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like
Pick
the rest of
the
great
most expensive
warriors.
item, Gold Emerald Ring. Most expensive enchantment, Fortify Sneak.
It seems this
And the
damnable
best soul
conflict
gem.
has claimed everyone's passions of late.
Is how we do high
Me,
value.
I prefer my books and my stealth.
Oops, that hit R. Next we'll do Silver Ruby. And Silver Amethyst. Enchanting to 66. Awesome. Now we'll start on Silver Garnets. Enchanting to 67. Love it. Enchanting to 68. That's a thing of beauty. And we're out of jewelry, so we're going to start working on bracers. Enchantment to 69. Or enchanting. Enchanting to 70. And we're done.
There's a tranquility in magic. Simply energy
Wasn't that
harnessed
fun?
by those with the will and
The
knowledge
answer's
to
yes. Yes, it was fun.
Ain't nobody high in one of these halls except in the Jarl. And don't you forget.
Well, by now you should know our next move. Put on the Thief Stone.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
Pop back to Whiterun. Get well rested. And then we're gonna go alchemize. Then it will be time to offload and we can try out my new trick to, which if it works, I just read about it. If it works, it should speed things up dramatically for us in terms of making that happen. So I hope it does. I really hope it does work.
You're a bad sneak. You're not
For
creeping up
now,
on
we need to go to
anybody like that.
Arcadia's, and we need to tally up all the ingredients I have
Well met, kinsman.
into my delightful little phone app. Okay, so let's start. We have an Abetian longfin, 3 blisterwort, 14 blue butterfly wing, 5 blue mountain flower, 2 bone meal, 6 butterfly wing, 1 charred skeever hide, there it is, 1 chicken's egg, 2 creep cluster, 1 daedra heart, 1 dragon's tongue, 3 elf's ear, 1 fly amanita, 1 hawk beak, 3 hawk feathers, 1 ice wraith teeth, oops, 3 lavender, 3 Luna Moth wing, 4 Luna Moth wing, 2 Moratapanella, 6 mud crab chitin, 1 pine thrush egg, 15 purple mountain flower, 1 red mountain flower, 147 salt pile, 3 skeever tail, 1 small antler, 1 snowberry, 1 thistle branch, 3 torchbug thorax, 1 troll fat, 42 tundra cotton, 3 wheat, and 4 white cap. Alright, let's do this. Potion number 1. Dragon's Tongue Fly Amanita Moratapanella. Hey, look there. New effects. Fortify Illusion on Dragon's Tongue. That's its 4th effect, so it's off the list. And I bet the same is true of Moratapanella. It is. We've learned all effects on both those ingredients now. Nice. Next up, blue butterfly wing, blue mountain flower, wheat.
I sell cures for all ills, and I'll be happy to serve you.
That raised alchemy to 89. Good. Next potion, blisterwort, blue butterfly wing, blue mountain flower. Next, creep cluster, hawkbeak, snowberries. Next, blue butterfly wing, bone meal, chicken's egg. Next, ice wraith teeth, Luna Moth wing, white cap. Oh, damn it!
Offer remedies for ailments both common and rare.
Fuck it, I'm starting over. Might seem crazy, but can't be fucking up my potions. Hit the wrong button. I'll tally these back in as quickly as I can, and I do apologize for screwing that up. And I can't waste my ingredients. Throws everything off. I almost missed my rock warbler egg. I guess, in a perverse sense, it's actually good that that happened anyway. Snowberries back. Cotton, wheat, and white cap. Alright, back in business. Sorry about that little hiccup. Let's do it again. Once more unto the breach, as they say.
I sell cures for all ills, and I'll be
Blue
happy to
mountain
serve
flower, wheat. Next, blisterwort, blue butterfly wing, blue mountain flower. Okay, next. Creep cluster, hawkbeak, snowberries. Right.
I offer remedies for
Next. blue butterfly wing, bone meal, chicken's
Common
egg.
and rare.
So
Do let me
far we
know if
had
you need
already
some.
done all this, but next, ice wraith teeth, lunamoth wing, white cap. This is the one where it's screwed up. There we go, new effects. On ice wraith teeth we got fortify heavy armor. That's its third effect. And on white... oh, no, also on ice wraith teeth, I'm sorry. We got weakness to frost, so we've learned all 4 effects for ice wraith teeth. They are now off the list. Abetian longfin, hawk feathers, and small antlers are next. That got us weakness to poison, which is the 3rd effect on small antlers, and the 3rd effect on Abetian longfin. They each now have 1 effect left for us to learn. Daedra Heart, Lunamoth Wing, Skeever Tail. I think that's the first... no, it's the second Daedra Heart we've used in a potion. Maybe. Anyway, that's the 3rd effect on Daedra Heart. Damage, stamina, regen. We only have 1 more to go. Hawk Feathers, Purple Mountain Flower, Rock Warbler Egg. Let's not screw anything up now that we're this far in. Bone Meal, Charred Skeever Hide, Mudcrab
If there's anything
Chitin.
I can help you with, you have but
Next. Mudcrab Chitin, Purple Mountain Flower, Thistle Branch. Next. Creep Cluster, Salt Pile, Skeever Tail. Next. Hawk Feathers, Purple Mountain Flower, Torchbug Thorax. Elves Ear, Mudcrab Chitin, Troll Fat.
I sell
Lavender, Purple Mountain Flower, Torchbug
for all
Thorax.
those, and I'll be happy to serve you.
Alchemy to 90. Heyo. Only 10 to go. Of course, it's by far the longest 10, but 90 just, I don't know, every single one starts really feeling close now. White Cap, Mudcrab Chitin, and Elves Ear. After that we go Lavender, Red Mountain Flower, Tundra Cotton. Next we go Impstool, Moratapanella, White Cap. Next, Butterfly Wing, Lunamoth Wing, Skeever Tail. Butterfly Wing, Lunamoth Wing, Tundra Cotton. Blisterwort, Butterfly Wing,
I offer
Tundra
remedies
Cotton.
for ailments both common and rare.
Butterfly Wing and Tundra Cotton.
Do let me know if I can
Getting
be
down
of
into the
service.
dregs now. Mudcrab Chitin and Pine Thrush Egg. That might be the last one. In fact, it is. Okay, well, let's save with that accomplished. Let's see if we can't start selling things off. Actually, no, before selling off, let me go drop my extra ingredients at Breeze Home. Then we will begin the grand sell-off. I'll try and see if my new trick works. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to end the video here and just do the big sell-off at the beginning of the next one, because we're running up on 2 hours. But on the other hand, if it does work, it should speed things along enough that I can get this done in less than 5 minutes, believe it or not. Let's begin then with Dear Arcadia.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Watch the magic.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Ooh. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Does she have anything I need? No. Have anything that sells for under 67? Yes. Anything for under 11? Almost certainly not.
Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
Time for Bellathor now.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
I work for Bellathor at the general goods store.
I'd even... Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Does he have anything important? Not in there. And amulets of Zenithar aren't important. I just bought my third one from him a little bit ago, so no, he has nothing for me. Well, let's start selling him stuff. Ha! I'd like to wait until an occasion where he actually does have some more gold to sell that, you know, if possible. Let's just start by selling him as many leather bracers as we can, including the enchanted ones. Okay. And now here's the trick I heard. Quick save. Kill him.
Help me!
And quick load.
You just let me take a
Let's
look.
see if that worked. Holy hell, it did. Oh, this is beautiful. Things are going to go so fast now. He has nothing useful, but let's sell him the rest of these bracers. Things are going to go so much faster now. 239. 74. I think he can take a potion. There we go.
Remember,
Let's go visit
Come by
Arcadia.
Bellathor's shop at the market.
Oh, things just got so much faster. Is that not good? I say it's good. Only 653. We should be able to get rid of everything without even having to wait again. I don't know if it reset her. No, we'll have to do the same thing to her, but that's okay. Alright, Arcadia. I'm sorry about this. It's nothing personal.
Help! I'm being attacked! Maybe I'll... Ah, so you're an alchemist then.
Oh, that's so exciting. Alright, potions. 101. That'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Go do the same thing to Bellathor again. Oh, I don't have to interrupt. I won't have to edit the videos together. I can just keep it going. Oh, this is so good.
Need a blade? We should talk aid.
Don't mean to be rude, but I'm too busy to talk right now.
I know. Oh, a bit of this.
Okay, just need to remember I have to do it every time I come in.
Time, come see me at my shop. What do you think you're doing? Huh? Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
This is the greatest thing. Okay, let's do some more rings. 174. 66. Alright. That's it. Potion. Well, 37. I have one more potion that's worth virtually nothing. Alright. We can just alternate back and forth on this. How cool. Oh, good.
Watch the skies, traveler.
Sorry, Arcadia. Like I keep saying, it's nothing personal.
Take a look.
This time. Still stubbornly not having anything I actually want. That's alright. 101. Probably the only thing I have under that now is, in fact, the Restore Stamina potion. So that's gone. I may still have to go to the house and wait around till 8 a.m. But, oh, this is so good.
Staying up to trouble, Kingston.
Can't believe this works. Oh, I'm so happy.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any
Nothing
questions.
personal, Bellathor. Quick save. Die, die, die.
Ah! What do you think you're doing? We're routed!
Quick load.
Got something to... Oh, a bit of
And
this.
down to
a bit of
business. An amulet of Stendar is useless to me, but, yeah, thanks for the gesture, I suppose. 448. 146. That might be... Nope. Got one. Cool. Back to Arcadia, then. Oh, this is changing my world. I just Googled ways to make merchants reset their inventories faster. This is even better than the one I had,
look rather
by a
pale.
lot.
Could be ataxia.
Help! I'm being attacked!
Don't. Yes? So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Right. Hey-ho, Nightshade. Good. That I needed. I needed 5. Now I need 4. Alright. 120. I don't have much that's down that far. I don't have anything that's down that
Come
far.
back anytime if you need.
Back to Bellathor.
Fancy yourself an alchemist, huh?
I work for Bellathor at the general goods store.
Nothing personal, Bellathor. Well, with you it kind of is personal.
Help!
You're skeezy. I don't like your smell.
Got something to say. Take a look.
Alright. An amulet of Kinnereth. Well, yes, I do need that. That's the last one I need. But now Amulet of Kinnereth is off the list. Holla! What's he got in here? Nothing, but that's okay. That's still not expensive enough for that, but I think I had a potion that was pretty far up there. Oh, nope. Okay. Normal stuff then. Silver ruby ring, 363. 126. Do I have anything that low? No.
Do come
Cool,
back.
cool, cool.
Come by Bellathor's shop.
Troy and Abed style. Cool, cool, cool.
I've got a lot of respect for the Restoration School.
Back to Arcadia.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
Nothing personal, darling.
I cannot best you!
Pardon me. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
What do we got this time? Nothing, but that's alright. I'll deal. 135. I thought I had something down that low, but I
All right,
actually
then.
don't. Oh, it's back to Bellathor then.
Gotta keep my eyes open. Damn dragon.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have... Huh? Some
Oops.
may call this junk. Me, I call them treasure.
Forgot to reset him. Quick save. Die,
All
die, die.
ears. What do you think you're doing?
Quick load.
Huh?
Transact.
Some may call this junk. Me, I
An
call
amulet
them
of Mara.
treasures.
I need one of those. In fact, I need 3 of them. With that, the number's down to 2. And also, with that, he actually has enough gold to afford that big expensive gold emerald ring. With some room to spare. Excellent.
Remember, I'll give you
Nice
the
work,
best
Bellathor.
deal.
Don't mean to be
Guy.
rude.
Let's go back to Arcadia now.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
When 8 p.m. rolls
Let me know if
around,
there's anything you like.
we will have to...
I have so you're an alchemist?
I keep forgetting
then.
to reset them. Quick save. Die, die, die. Quick load. Check the time. I might have time to do it to Bellathor one more time, and then I am still going to have to go and wait until 8 a.m. But we got a Jazz Bay grape from her. That's great. I needed 3 more. Now I only need 2. Potions. Speech to 76.
Maybe a hardy
Excellent.
lord like you doesn't need a cure-all.
Gonna have to do it anyway, so I might as well just go get it over with. And do the 12-hour wait until 8 a.m. It's not like this is gonna stop working. Everything I've found gets squirreled away upstairs, of course.
Honor to you, my fame.
We got amulets. We got ingredients. I think that's it. Alright. 12, 11, 10, 9, and Bellathor's next in line. 8, 7,
Long life to you.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Honor to you.
1. And done.
Braith is a big meanie. She keeps telling Lars and me what to do.
Now, alchemy is the
I don't
one
wanna
we're going to
play with her
finish
anymore.
first, obviously. But it's also the most profitable, obviously. And it's the one that's going to enable me to keep doing big smithing and enchanting runs like this. So
What's the magic?
I'll probably keep making potions just up until I no longer need the money to buy.
Take a good look
Spinning
around.
and enchanting
I'm sure you'll find
supplies.
what you're looking for.
Alright,
If not, let
Bellathor.
me know. I might have it.
No hard
away.
feelings.
Help!
Die.
I'm being.
Quick load.
Everything.
Transact.
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Amulet of Zenithar is no good to me. Neither is any of that. But I managed to sell off the really expensive thing.
Do come back.
So that's all fine and dandy in my book. Let's go transact with Arcadia.
Go cast your
The
fancy
same
magic
way.
someplace else.
I don't know why I'm getting frame rate hiccups. Rest assured it annoys me.
What do you need, my friend? So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
2 Nightshade. Holla! I needed 4. Now, I only need 2. $104. I don't have any I actually don't have anything
Come
that
back
low.
anytime if you need a remedy.
That's pretty cool. Well, I'm forced to
How can I
conclude
help
that
a brother
Arcadia
Norman?
just does not carry saber-cat teeth or antlers.
I'd even
Damn it.
take a look.
Keep forgetting to reset first.
Remember, I'll give you the best
Oh
deal.
well. Quick save. Die, die, die.
Trying. What do you think you're doing?
Quick load.
You just let... Oh, a bit of this and a
And
bit of that.
transact. No amulets. Nothing I need in there. Sell him another ring. 179. Oh yeah, take a potion of resist fire.
Next time,
With my
come see me at
compliments.
my shop.
What is it?
Let me know if you see anything you like.
Oh, this has become one of the fastest phases of the whole process. Yay! Quick save. Die, die, die.
Pardon me, but do I detect...
Help! I'm being...
Quick load. Transact.
Ah, so you're an alchemist then.
So she's got a nightshade. I only need one more. That's awesome. Let's see, 316, 202.
Good day.
Uh-huh. Good day to you too.
Let me guess. Someone stole your
Reset Bellathor.
Take a good look around. I'm
again.
sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I'd have it stored
Quick
away.
save. Die, die, die.
Help! I'm being...
And quick load. It makes it more exciting getting to murder people
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort
too.
of thing.
Anyway, nothing there, and nothing there, but that's fine. There's 2 rings left. Have anything for under 179? I don't.
Till next time.
So it's time to go back to Arcadia. How am I doing?
I got a lot of respect for
Back
the
above
restoration.
20,000 gold. Let's see where things
have several
actually end
elixirs.
up, but
Sale?
I'm thinking things are gonna be good. I'm
What do you
thinking.
think you're doing?
Maybe a hearty... So you're interested in my potions and
She
ingredients?
has nothing I care about. 262. Good.
Until next time.
Now back to Bellathor. I think I have 1 ring left and one potion worth more than 500 gold.
Best offense is a good defense. Am I...
I know what you're thinking. This belt.
Quick save. Murder.
How could you part with such... Help! I'm being...
Quick load.
Need
Transact.
some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
No amulets, nothing else that interests me. Selling the last enchanted ring.
Do come back.
And go visit Arcadia.
Go visit with any locks around here. We're going to have a real...
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it
Quick save.
away.
Commit murder most foul.
What do you think you're doing?
Quick load.
You look... Take a look.
And transact. She has my final Nightshade. Nightshade is now off the list. I actually have everything I need for Stupid Ingen, Stupid Blackbriar, and Riften. Good. 518. She can't quite handle that big potion. That's alright. 248.
Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
Let's run back and reset Bellathor one more time.
Hey, you mix potions, right?
Oh, do I ever mix potions? Alteration
Don't
to
even
59. That's good.
About it.
Quick saved.
What do you think you're doing?
Loaded. Be quick loaded.
Need some? Some may call this junk. Me, I call
No
them
amulets. Nothing I want in here. He has all of those, so let's make sure we give him the one above 500.
Remember, I'll give you the best deals.
Back to Arcadia once more.
Circle stones to the southwest.
I'm still just
Pardon me,
giddy with how
but do I
fast
have to
this
take a
went.
piece of the rattles? I've got something.
Help me! Help!
Need something?
Time for offloading on
so
my end.
you're an alchemist
Got
then.
cut better than in half with that little exploit.
All right then.
Alright, and we'll have one more potion to sell to Bellathor. Then we'll be done. Drop my purchases at the house, fast travel out, and get ready for the next round.
Storm cloaks, Imperials.
This video still went long.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. And
I got a little carried away with
have it stored away.
being able to
What do you think you're doing? Where? Some may call this junk. Me, I
No
call them
amulets.
treasures.
Nothing useful. That's alright. Just take my last potion.
Next time, you'll see me at my shop.
I think we still had a bit of a net money loss on that one. But that's okay. It was because all of the really big soul gems,
Is that why you're hiding like that?
grands and graders, and ingredients like Daedra hearts tend to be money losers.
Papa!
You know, the potions you can make and the enchantments don't offset the massive cost of those things. That's why we still lost money, but, you know, I've got 25,000 gold.
Did you need something, Papa?
So what do I care? The answer is not much. Nothing else to drop off. Everything else is good and should be here, so let's go fast travel out
Honored
and
to see you again, my
point ourselves to the next destination and end the video. Out the front door. We need to fast travel back to Fort Greymoor. Alright, so if Arcadia sells only Jazzbay grapes and slaughterfish scales, out of the things I still have on my list, won't be long before we can stop buying from her. Oh, but lo and behold, the place is already restocked with Imperials, so, believe it or not, our next move is going to be to clear this place again with its new layout. So, I will see you for that next time. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.